Tonight, the 2-3-3 Pride of Lionsbridge FC will be hosting the North Carolina FC U23 team with a 3-2-3 record, just 3 points behind are the Pride in a very clogged up division in the South Atlantic here in the Premier Development League. And Lionsbridge soccer starts in about 10 minutes on the peninsula. I'm Rob Smith, joined by Patrick Garber once again. We did a solo broadcast the other day, not one that I certainly did not enjoy doing by myself. Certainly missed you. Patrick, first and foremost, welcome back to the booth, and how was your extended vacation?
It was good. I got to go see my brother play the state finals, and unfortunately they couldn't bring it home, but it is what it is. Time to move on.
Grafton is the team he's talking about. Grafton, a high school in the Yorktown, Newport News area. And as always, we're in the game of supporting local soccer. So a shout out here to the beginning of the broadcast to Grafton High School for being the state runner-up here in the VHSL. And obviously, we'll talk a little bit about that for a hot second. We have a lot to talk about in tonight's game, but we'll start with Grafton before we get to this PDL contest. That's no small feat. Obviously, it's frustrating to make it all the way to state championship game and fall, but congratulations to Grafton to even get that far, as they certainly have no reason to hang their heads. If you're a fan of the bridge here, then you have reason to be a fan of that, as Grafton ends up their season second in the state of Virginia. And that's certainly, like I said, Patrick, nothing to hang your head about.
No, it was huge for the York County area. It's not only them, York High School as well. They are 3A, I believe. They also went to the state finals this last weekend and also came up short, unfortunately. So good job to them too. Max Poelker's former high school. So giving them a shout out as well.
Always happy to see the local high schools doing well. But for now, and you're right, great transition. Max Poelker not going to be in the starting lineup tonight, but that Yorktown local will be a reserve here for Chris Wally's Lionsbridge FC. And we'll get to the starting lineups in just a moment. But, Patrick, this Lionsbridge FC team going on a 4-game unbeaten streak at home. What has to happen tonight for that to continue?
They have to keep compact in defense. This team, the North Carolina U23s, are a very solid team. You could see that they've played them before, got a 1-1 draw earlier on the road against them. And these guys will be looking to score, unfortunately, for the Bridge. Hopefully Jalon Brown can get on the scoring sheet once again after nobody scoring in the last game here at Pomoco Stadium.
Our last 2 games, they picked up the draw against the defending national champions, which, albeit not necessarily an offensive showcase, as it was a 0-0 draw, still happy to pick up points against the defending champions. And then to go to Tobacco Road. Tobacco Road certainly got their revenge in a 3-2 victory. So Lionsbridge dropping their last game on the road, but coming back tonight looking to pick things up, and they haven't scored in a little while here at Pomoco. And Patrick, what's the one key to getting that offense back and rolling again? Because Joe Rice has been great in goal here at home. Not a lot of scoring here as far as opponents go when coming here. But what's the offense got to do tonight?
They gotta work together, Rob, and that all starts in the midfield with Simon Fitch and Fortia Munts. Fortia Munts actually came off a 2-goal game last time out against Tobacco Road, so he will be looking to keep his scoring streaks going, and basically everybody else. If they could get the first goal, I think they could get the stadium rocking and push forward for 3 points.
And let's talk about how we got here real quick with the team from North Carolina sitting at 12 points. That means 3 ties, 3 wins, and a couple of losses here on their season. They started their year with their opener against Lionsbridge FC. That was a 1-1 draw. A lot has happened since May 11th. They fell at Tobacco Road, tied against the Mutiny, then beat Charlotte. Tobacco Road got their revenge there, then a tie win. And they are also coming off of a loss against SC United Bantams. So both of these teams coming off of a 3-2 loss, and that one goal loss is probably the most frustrating loss of all. I mean, you could argue getting blown out is a frustrating loss, but at least, like, we didn't have it all night. With a one-goal loss, and both of these teams coming into the night situation with that coming off of that defeat, what's the mindset got to be? Obviously, you're frustrated with the way you played, or you might be frustrated with the way you played in your last performance. What's the mindset got to be coming into a fresh night?
They just got to forget about the last game. I know 3-2 is not a good result in either eye, unless you're on the winning side, of course. But coming off 3-2 loss, these teams were not happy after their last game. But putting that behind them is the big key here. And again, like I said, first goal is going to be crucial here tonight.
As first goals tend to be here at Pomoco Stadium. I can't tell you the last time a team that scored first didn't win. I guess didn't go home empty-handed, as if you score first, odds are here at least you're going home with some kind of points, maybe 1 or maybe 3. The likelihood of you leaving empty-handed if you score first at Pomoco Stadium is low. Now time to get into the starting lineups. First for the 3-2 and 3, North Carolina FC. They will start in goal, number 12, Will Palmquist. As for Palmquist coming into tonight's contest. Of course, I can't find the stats now as I need them, but Palmquist will be in the goal, and we'll get his numbers as soon as we find them. In front of him, it'll be Caleb Duvernay, Miles Stray, Walid Yakubo, and Jamil Garcia. Moving forward for the visiting men of North Carolina, Nick Redslav, Rion Choi, David Kupperman, and Sheriff Secka, the leading goal scorer here. Secka scoring 2 goals in 7 games played and only 4 shots on the season. Behind him, Sparks and Kupperman each have 2 goals apiece. Duvernay, Buyoy. I'm going to get that wrong most of the night unless I get a pronunciation guide. Tresser Mbuyu. I'm going to go with Mbuyu.
I think it's Mbuyu.
Tresser Mbuyu and Dean Rutherford going to be the forwards tonight. Mbuyu does have a goal on the season there at the forward position. So that's what's to look forward for North Carolina. As for your home pride of Lionsbridge FC, in goal tonight, it will be Joe Rice. Rice coming to the game with a pretty low goals against average. I'm not sure what it is exactly, but I do know Rice has had himself quite the start to his season. As we say that, we're about halfway through the season, maybe a little bit more, but Joe Rice in 6 games played has allowed 7 goals with a goals against average of about 1.17 and a save rate of about 78%. That's no thanks to the defense in front of him. Jamie Gunderson, Tom Devitt, Josh Spencer, and Marshal MacCartney making his way back into the lineup this evening. And then it's going to be a 4-3-3 lineup at seams. Looking at Chris Wally's starting group or starting roster sheet. Fortia, Munts, Simon Fitch, and Ivan Militar. The enforcer there in the midfield. Munts and Militar kind of bearing down on the outsides, and Simon Fitch playing right there in the middle. And then the forwards tonight, James Ellis and Max Poelker on the outsides with Jalon Brown straight away. This team offensively being led by Jalon Brown. He leads Lionsbridge FC, and he's up in the top 10, I believe, in scoring in the PDL with 5 goals on the season. James Ellis and Travis Cooke, Fortia, Munts, Max Poelker each have 3 or 2 apiece. Ellis with 3, Cooke, Munts, and Poelker with 2. And then Fitch and Militar round out the scoring. They each have 1 apiece. Militar and Munts, I think are going to be the 2 keys, at least for me tonight, Patrick, is Munts has got 2 goals, 2 assists this year, and Militar with 3 assists and a goal. In the midfield, they really control the tempo of play. And I think if they can do much of that again tonight, you should see a good result if you're a fan of the home team, Lionsbridge FC.
Yeah, you can say that. Fortia Munts, absolutely, like I said earlier, was absolutely fantastic against Tobacco Road in their loss. And I expect nothing less from him tonight. He's been solid all season so far, and really he's been my best player so far this season. I know Jalon Brown and Max Poelker, Travis Cooke get all the headlines, but I believe Fortia Munts has been the best player tonight, or not just tonight,
This
but
season,
this season. Yeah.
And Munts is not. I mean, looking at his stats, he's got the 2 goals, 2 assists, a couple of yellow cards, but
that's beside the fact.
But
That you got to look. You
he's
got to watch
playing
the game.
well. I mean, the way Munts is playing and the way he plays the game, you might see a yellow card here and there just with the untimely or mistimed tackle, but the way Munts has been playing this year, I absolutely agree. He's one of the most underrated players I think this team has, and we'll watch this game tonight. Munts will be all over the field. He'll control possession, and the way he just takes care of the ball in the middle of the field is unrivaled, and it is a huge reason to why this offense is as potent as it has been this year, with one of the better scoring differentials in the league. That being said, tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Riverside Medical Group. Keep your player in the game with Riverside. Riverside Medical Group is the official medical group and athletic training organization of the Lionsbridge FC. Tonight's uniforms brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, eat more chicken. Other starting lineup partners include Nike and Tradition Brewing Company. As the starting lineup is being announced here to the Lionsbridge faithful, as we have had a beautiful day, and let's get into the weather report before we get into the final bits before the national anthem. Tonight's youth soccer organization of the game, Churchland Soccer League, and the nonprofit partner in the game, Talk Soccer of the Peninsula. Tonight's weather report brought to you by weather.com. 82 degrees on the peninsula. Going to drop to about 76 by the time the game is over. Sunset about 8:26, so somewhere around halftime. That sun should be setting with a 50% humidity and 10% chance of rain with a little bit of wind coming from the southeast. So there's your weather report. There's your starting lineups, and Patrick and I have set the stage nicely for you. We will step away as public address announcers finish up starting lineups, and we'll get to the national anthem. We'll be right back. You're watching Lionsbridge FC Soccer on Facebook Live and the home of Peninsula Soccer. And a beautiful rendition of the national anthem by Jamie Hubbard. And that was, I used the word beautiful because I literally cannot come up with another word. That was an excellent rendition of the national anthem. And with that, we are just about ready for football. And World Cup fever is certainly taking over the peninsula as this crowd looks to be settled and ready to go for tonight's contest. And they're also, much like our listeners at home, ready for Patrick's keys to the game. So Patrick, we talked a little bit about keys, but let's just break them down one more time. Give me one key for each side individually and then one key as a whole for success and a win tonight.
So for Lionsbridge tonight, again, like I said earlier, is going to be one in the midfield. These guys have to stay compact. They're playing a 4-3-3 tonight with Ivan Militar, Simon Fitch, and Fortia Munts just running the midfield. All three of them have been playing really well this season, and I'm excited to see how well they play again tonight. For the North Carolina FC U23s, it's going to be if they can get Sheriff Secka involved early. He has 2 goals. He's the leading goal scorer for the under-23s here, and it seems like most of their stuff runs through them, or through him. For both teams, coming off that loss, disappointing loss at the weekend, or Wednesday. So both teams, see how they respond. They have to both, whoever scores first most likely will win tonight, I assume. But that's just my assumption. You don't know soccer. Soccer is just like one of those games. You just have no idea what's going to happen.
It's definitely a game I have learned over the past few days. I guess it's been exemplified rather in the World Cup. Expect the unexpected, and looking for much of that tonight here in the PDL. So win in the midfield for Lionsbridge SC. As for NCU 23, Sheriff Secka, the key to success according to Patrick. And then the response. How did these teams come out early after falling 3-2 in their last matches respectively? For me, it's going to be defense. Which team can limit the opponent's offensive opportunities? Because it only takes one to win, especially with the way these keepers have been playing. So away we go here on the peninsula. Lionsbridge FC wearing the blues, going from left to right. Here in the opening half, they'll be going this way and shooting away from the sun, which means goalkeeper Will Palmquist will have to deal with some glares in this first frame. That ball forward to Poelker is a good one and booted away by Palmquist. And so Lionsbridge's Jamie Gunderson will come forward to throw that ball in. So going naturally then right to left on your screen, wearing the white and red, will be the men of North Carolina. Ball booted out of play, and so starting this one, Lionsbridge FC trying to get the possession going, give themselves some opportunities. It did not take long for Tobacco Road to score. It was about 75 seconds before Tobacco Road scored on Wednesday. Looking to avoid a similar fate here today by taking care of the ball early. There goes Munts. Munts gives it up, and a rocket from Militar ends up in the tradition tent.
A good start so far from Lionsbridge. Munts gets on the ball early. Just exactly what I want to see personally. Plays it off to Militar. Militar with an ambitious shot from about 35. Well over the bar.
Can't be mad about it, though. Get shots around the goal and then hone it in, get shots on target, and give Palmquist something to think about. Just because you don't get it on target doesn't mean Palmquist isn't still sweating a little bit over there.
Exactly. That's what you got to do, especially early. Got to start the game off strong. Get a couple shots in. Maybe test the goalkeeper a little. Make sure he's awake. And make sure this defense for either team's awake as well.
Joe Rice with the 1-1, 7 goals against average. Munts. They're taking the ball away. Ball to the far side. There goes MacCartney. MacCartney now going to push forward from the back line, and so dropping back is Simon Fitch to take his spot for a moment until MacCartney can return to his position, and he does just that.
Lionsbridge with a lot of possession here early. Unfortunate there by James Ellis. He couldn't find Jalon Brown's feet as North Carolina FC U23s play the ball over the top, looking for number 21.
Dean Rutherford making the run, and a good one at that. And a timely stop by Mr. Rice in net. Ball forward, Poelker's got to be offsides, and he is. He'll shoot that ball, gets saved by Palmquist, but the point is moot as Poelker just a bit off.
Unfortunate there for him. He's got to keep working. I know he gets frustrated a little too fast, but if he can hold his run just a little, that's in behind, and he's got a scoring chance.
Good shot back from Spencer. MacCartney tries to keep it in, but he kicks it right to the bench. Now the ball in, and Rice is going to have to make a save, and does. Now he's going to have to do it again, and he can't do it this time as North Carolina U23 is on the board.
It was that man, Sheriff Secka. I told you about it in the beginning. He's gonna come up big here for North Carolina FC tonight if they were gonna win. And he's already got a goal to show for it. Poor defense by Lionsbridge early on in this match.
Joe Rice made the initial save, and the juicy rebound was right there for Secka.
So that puts him up to 3 goals now on the season and puts Lionsbridge down 1-0 here tonight.
So now corner kick to come for the visitors. And they'll take it short. Kupperman puts it up and in. Devitt puts it back out. Has nothing to do with that. Now Munts is getting bodied and grabbed a little bit by Retzlaff.
Fans not happy there as Retzlaff pushes Jalon Brown, and no foul on the play. Referee says nothing to do with that. As Jalon Brown plays in Max Poelker, but a little too hard and it falls right to Palmquist.
Tom Devitt now. Devitt's going to push the ball offensively and falling back in the hands of Will Palmquist. Things have settled here in the last few moments. Munts trotting through the midfield. There's a triangle of NCFC to get through, and gives up to James Ellis on the outside. Ellis now back to Jalon Brown in the highlighter cleats. Jalon Brown in the shiny orange boots today. Brown now near the box. Puts it into Ellis. Ellis can't handle it, but it comes into Fitch. Fitch is ready to rock it and stops. Aboard submission there for a moment. Then Munts gets tripped up, and Munts wins a free kick for the bridge, and the crowd will give him a cheer momentarily.
Big free kick here early for Lionsbridge. Hopefully Munts can make some magic here between him and Jalon Brown standing over the ball. Lionsbridge needs something early here to get back on level terms.
About 30 yards away, 30 meters. There goes Munts. Stepping up and back on sides is Militar. The wall is there. Munts goes. Munts is just going to do it himself, and he puts it right into the wall. Now back to Fitch. Fitch is going to push it up and look for Ellis. Ellis ends up with it, and Ellis.
Poor pass out of bounds there. Ellis has got to clean it up here early tonight. Lionsbridge already down 1-0. They have most of the possession as well. So just a little better on the ball. Maybe they could get some scoring opportunities going.
Another opportunity here for North Carolina.
Unlucky there from Tresser Mbuyu, as his first touch was not the best, and he dribbles the ball out of bounds. And Lionsbridge will take this goal kick.
It was 4-3-2 for NCFC. Seems to be working early. And my big key tonight was defense. So far they've been playing a pretty good version of it. A win tonight would put North Carolina FC to the top of the group, top of the division.
Great challenge there by Jalon Brown. He gets pushed off the ball and is cleared away by NCFC U23s.
As for Lionsbridge, a win tonight for them would put them back in the conversation at the top of the division. Currently they're sitting at 5th. However, the top 5 teams are separated by 5 points. Teams 2 through 5, so North Carolina, Charlotte, Tobacco Road, and Lionsbridge all separated by 3 points. So 1 game.
Yeah, if they're going to pick up 3 points here tonight, Rob, they're going to need to start playing a little better.
There goes Munts. Munts gives it up. A turnover in the midfield, gives it right back, and number 24, David Kupperman, will just boot it forward to Joe Rice, and Rice will give it back to his bridge. A little bit of a bump there back to Munts. This team physical in the back line. Something I've noticed here early is it's a 3-on-5. Waiting for the numbers to collect, but instead will just shoot. And a save by Joe Rice, his second, I believe, of the day.
Yeah, Dean Rutherford early there challenging Joe Rice, and good save by Joe Rice to keep this game at 1-0.
Foul there on, maybe it was a handball. Not sure what the call was by the official. Go back and watch it again. There goes Munts again with the ball. Munts to Fitch, and Fitch will reverse to Gunderson. Gunderson's got a man on his back, and a shove there by 21 Rutherford, and quickly played is Gunderson. Gunderson gives it up to Fitch, who switches back. Ball cleared into the sand pit. So James Ellis has the throw. He will leave it for Marshal MacCartney. MacCartney preps for the throw, and the crowd starts chanting, "We want chicken," meaning they want a header. They're not going to get it right here, as every time Lionsbridge scores on a header at home, you go home with a Chick-fil-A breakfast sandwich. It was noted to me last game that they may be deceiving. It is a coupon. I want to be clear, a coupon for a breakfast sandwich. You don't actually get to walk away with the actual breakfast sandwich. I thought that was common sense, but stand corrected. So
It'd be nice if it was the actual sandwich. Kind of hungry.
Shout out to Vinny's Pizza for feeding us at halftime. We still have about half an hour to get there. And another foul. This one, I believe, on Devitt. Devitt's not happy about it, but Pomoco will come back.
It looked like a 50-50 challenge there to me, but in the eyes of the referee, he said no, and North Carolina FC will pick up this foul.
This game brought to you by Chick-fil-A. As we said, eat more chicken.
Palmquist running the risk right there as Jalon Brown almost gets to him before he can clear the ball out.
The other side is Secka. Now a shot up and over the net. Coming off the foot of Jamil Garcia. And the Wave is back in action here.
I'm not going to lie, it was not the best.
No, I mean, it's never going to be good the first time. It gets better. It always does. Started by the character in the crowd that I like to refer to as turnaround guy. You know, every sporting event, every section, you know, at every sporting event you go to, at the front there's always that, you know, that turnaround guy who's always going to be there to try to pump up his section. Turnaround guy, usually the one that starts the wave.
And Boyu with a great cross there, looking for Choi, but is cleared away by number 22, Josh Spencer.
This crowd remaining hopeful for a goal in the first half, as they've really controlled the offense for most of the game, as that opportunity over the net from Nick Retzlav. Good shot by Retzlaff, just a little bit high as he took a one-touch.
It was a great volley there. Unfortunate for him to see that ball go over the bar, but I'm sure Joe Rice was very happy about that.
Other partners for Lionsbridge FC include Tradition Brewing Company. Tradition Brewing in City Center celebrating their second birthday over there. Releasing a new Goss. Go check it out over in City Center, or you can just stick with the Lionsbridge Lager from Tradition. Tradition coming to every home event with the Tradition community event with a foul there at midfield from 5 to 7 here at Pomoco Stadium. So free kick to come from North Carolina FC in the midfield. Just about 4 or 5 yards away from the midline. And an aggressive play there by Militar, and it won't pay off as North Carolina FC will get it back.
You can see Militar wants to play tonight. He's trying to get in at every possible challenge, which is good to see. The aggression, trying to pump his teammates up and this crowd.
Ball skied into the air. There goes James Ellis on the near side. He's going to look for Poelker. Poelker's going to get it. He's going to have to stop as he has to wait for reinforcements. And while looking for Brown on the 2-on-5, it gets booted back. And so Palmquist will give it to the bridge to restart, and that's a proverbial punt for North Carolina FC. Now Poelker. Poelker down the sideline. Poelker gets pushed out of play. And they're going to say went out on Poelker, so the throw in to go to North Carolina. So the hopes for the fans to go home with an O'Doodle-Doo's donut have gone away, but they're still hoping for that chicken. Every time Lionsbridge FC picks up a shutout, Joe Rice picks up a clean sheet, you go home with a donut coupon in your hand for an O'Doodle-Doo's donut. Fresh, funky, fun, and local. O'Doodle-Doo's.
I heard those are very good, Rob. I
They
haven't
are.
got to try one yet.
They're different too. They're different, and I enjoyed mine. The one I got last game. They had some in the press box. Pretty good stuff. I think they're over in Suffolk. You're just tuning in, you missed an forgive me, a 6th minute goal from Sheriff Secka. It came off of a rebound from Joe Rice. Rice made the initial save and Secka finished it off. Since then, Lionsbridge FC has had a couple of chances, but nothing truly exceptional has materialized as Gunderson pushes that one up looking for Jalon Brown. The outside, Militar. Militar pushing in, looking for Ellis. Now back the other way, going on a run is number 27, Mbuyu. Deflected out of play by Joe Rice. Mbuyu's team will get it back. Turning into a beautiful night for soccer here, Patrick.
It was a beautiful day all day today. If we're going to be completely honest. Got lucky today.
I think that might have been a weak foul. And we're going to stop and give a yellow card to Militar, and I'm really not sure what for.
I'm at a loss for words there myself, if I'm going to be completely honest.
I mean, it seemed a little flop-esque from Kupperman. And so Militar gets given the yellow.
Unlucky for him, as Tom Devitt and one of the defenders for NCFC will get a talking to as well from this referee.
That was number 20, Walid Yakubo.
So the referee stamping his authority early on in this game, giving out the yellow card, making sure there's no pushing or shoving in the box.
And they're going to be 10 steps even away from the 18. Joe Rice taps his near side crossbar and going to take it, and making the save is Rice, as Rayong Choi made the initial attempt.
A solid free kick there. Tested Joe Rice. And Joe Rice was ready. Makes the easy save. And that ball is skied up into the air.
Nice play by Choi to calm that ball down, and Devitt's got it back.
It was a great first touch.
The ball trickles along the line and now back into play to Jalon Brown, as Yakubo puts it back in his team's opportune moment there, and taken away is Rice. Defensive match so far, 1-0 our score. About half an hour into it. There goes Militar, almost with a beautiful touch into Poelker, and Poelker just puts his hands on his face, knew he missed one. Gunderson and Devitt will play catch a little bit, and he wants to give it back to Spencer, but there is a Rutherford, Dean right there with him. Let's not going to let that pass to Josh Spencer happen. So Joe Rice gives it to MacCartney, who pushes it up to Munts, now to Ellis. Ellis is going to look for his own number, gives it in. Now an opportunity. Now Poelker has it. Pelker's got to give it up, and he can't, so Poelker just takes it back out, and the dangerous opportunity continues, but to no avail for Lionsbridge. There goes Munts once again. Munts gets dragged up a little bit, and Munts now looking for somewhere to go. He might have to give it to MacCartney, and does. Now back to Munts and back to MacCartney. They play a game of pass.
Great opportunity there. Militar gets in behind, and he can't chip the ball up over the goalkeeper. Max Poelker does get the rebound, but ends up having to dribble the ball out of pressure. And
MacCartney with the throw.
Tom Devitt and Ivan Militar collide there. Both of them not happy with each other. They both put their hands up.
Now Devitt gets his head on it. Simon Fitch there, and a great touch by Rutherford. Now Rutherford's going to have to make a run on it, and the play made by Jamie Gunderson to stop Rutherford will give Choi a throw in. Choi creeps up the sideline, continues to creep. Continues to creep. And finally the ref brings him back. Got up a good 7 or 8 yards there before the ref finally brought him back.
He should have thrown the ball in while he had the chance.
I think in situations like that early in the contest, you just want to see how much you can get away with. Choi does a little bit of creeping before he gets the ball, and then takes a 3-step throw. Now Choi, and advantage there to Militar.
I would have called that back. They did not look like advantage to me. And there we go. The referee does call it back. And Lionsbridge will have a free kick.
Militar knew there was a foul, and I think he just was waiting for the whistle, never heard it, so he just kind of kept playing and ultimately gave it up because he knew he didn't have any advantage. And Gunderson with the ball into, I believe it was Ellis. And that run.
And Boyo just pulled off his run because he saw the AR almost put his flag up. You know, they have to wait until the player who is offsides touches the ball before they can put their flag up.
The official certainly ready to put the flag up, and I don't think the coach for North Carolina FC was too happy about it. He was right behind him, putting his hands in the air, begging him not to throw the flag up. Now driving in, another opportunity. No handball is, I believe that's what North Carolina FC wanted, and there goes Brown. Brown's going to have to wait for reinforcement, so he gives it up to Ellis. Ellis has to slow the pace a little bit, and I think that's what the Bridge want.
They missed the opportunity there. Ivan Militar was wide open here on this near side of us. No defenders. Over here, he could have had a free run at goal. Unfortunately, James Ellis did not see him.
Joy loses it to Gunderson, and Gunderson goes ahead and punts. And so will Palmquist, the man in yellow, will give it up. Palmquist almost entirely himself gives it back to Rice, and Rice will send it in the other direction about 75% of the way to the field. Militar with a good header up to Jalon Brown. Now gives it up to Munts, and Munts will lose it, and there goes Devitt. Devitt just skies it towards the Lionsbridge FC bench and right into the hands of the reserves. Munts now. Munts with a great play, and he's going to get dragged down by Secka, and Secka says, what are you talking about? Munts definitely got manhandled there for a moment. I believe Poelker's offsides, and he is.
Unfortunate there. Pleading to this head official as the AR calls him offsides. He didn't think it was offsides. It's a great play there. Bring the ball down, cushioning it to Militar. I believe it was Militar.
Yeah, I believe it was as well. Certainly a close call, but it looked offsides from here. Obviously, he's there on the field, but frustrating for Poelker. He's always trying to time that just right, and these defenders know exactly what to do to bring Poelker off just even by a step, which is good defense. 1-0 our score about half hour in.
Jalon Brown with a nice little flick there up over his defender. He wins the throw in, and he'll leave it for Marshal MacCartney to take the long throw in as Tom Devitt and Josh Spencer trot forward.
Inside the 6 is Militar and Poelker. Devitt, Spencer, Brown, and Ellis will join him. It'll go short to Militar, and Militar will give it up. And out of play it goes. And Patrick, with about 12 to 13 minutes left in the half, what does Lionsbridge need to do? What do they need to change to put the ball in the back of the net to equalize this one up as the ball goes up in the air into the box?
They have to finish their opportunities. They've had most of the possession throughout this whole half. They have yet to test Palmquist. Militar didn't get that shot off, so Palmquist has no saves, I believe. But I could be wrong. Our statisticians keeping track of that. But other than that, it's that final pass, and it's like I've said this multiple times all season.
Brown there in a tussle, gonna try to do it himself. And
he wins a corner.
A corner kick. Finish your thought.
And it's just like, you got to finish the final pass. If you don't have any opportunity to score.
So So here comes Militar, going to take the corner. Ellis is there in case they want to take it short, and Ellis is being defended by Retzlaff. Right there short is Kupperman as well, the body up Militar. Instead he's going to take it low, going in, and Devitt was right there, and it gets cleared away by Miles Stray. It's the first time we've said that name tonight, but Stray makes a key save on the back post by Devitt.
Unfortunate there, Max Poelker missed his opportunity to try and hook that in and beat Palmquist, as that ball goes all the way across the 6, and Tom Devitt couldn't get on the end of it either.
You just beat there by Stray. Now Munts, the facilitator. Now that ball is up. Good opportunity here for the Bridge. They want a handball, and they're not going to get it, and Gunderson's just going to boot that one into the tradition fan zone.
I believe that was a foul on Josh Spencer there, Rob.
I believe that's who the foul was on, but I think before the foul,
I think they were
what
looking
the
for a
guys are
handball.
saying is they wanted the handball. And they can't get a hand from the ref, and so they'll have to do it themselves. Unfortunate break for the Bridge. If you're a fan of the visiting NCFC, certainly pleased with this showing on the road, at least in the opening half with the goal. Now one going back to Lionsbridge FC, and so Gunderson will throw it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now 6, 7, 8 steps forward and back into the field of play goes La Pelota. Coming back the other way is Secka. Secka gets stopped for a moment, and it bounces around and then goes back to his teammate, and shot on and off from Dean Rutherford out of play for a Joe Rice keeper kick. And turnaround guy back into it. Turnaround guy's got some help, and the wave is back in action. Woo, as it passes us. And Joe Rice puts it towards the near side of the field. There goes Secka. Ball up and across the 18. And on the near side is Choi. Choi maybe looking to switch. Gives it up, 24 Kupperman. Kupperman looking for 27 Mbuyu. And can't find him. Shout out to Austin Gregory and the production crew bringing you this one here at Pomoco Stadium. Obviously, Patrick Garber by my side, Mike Santamoro. Ball driving in, and another shot, and a goal from number 21. Dean Rutherford makes it a 2-0 game for NCFC.
Another great ball across the box by number 2, Jamil Garcia. Rutherford just beats his man at the near post and puts the ball into the back of the net. Great goal. And you can see he was coming from a couple minutes now. Dean Rutherford has been getting a couple shots off, and he finally buries one. 2-0 to NCFC, U23s.
2-0 game here for the visiting men of North Carolina FC, and about 8 minutes away from halftime. Chris Wally might have to make some adjustments here in the second frame. Is it got to be adjustments, change of formation, maybe substitutes? What do you expect in the second half? Obviously, we're not mind readers, but if you obviously you're not coaching this team, but what kind of changes would you make?
If I was Wally in this situation, I'd be pushing players forward. Think maybe drop off, or maybe take out one of the outside backs, go to 3 in the back, push another player forward, and see if they can get the ball in the box some. There hasn't really been many opportunities in the box. They haven't really had any shots. Couple shots have gone out for corners, yes, but really nothing on target yet. Nothing to trouble Palmquist. I'll just say you have to shoot more.
Ball now up on the corner, looking for one, and a punch away from Palmquist. Here goes Munts. Munts trying to send it in. That ball back to Munts from, I believe that was Fitch. I think it might just be substitutes in the second half. Maybe just a different set of legs. There's now an opportunity again. This is Secka. And the reinforcements come before the bridge can get back defensively. I think it might be a dangerous play to bring up one of those defensemen, as you've already given up two. I think keeping four in the back is the way to go. Maybe put in Travis Cooke or maybe another striker on that bench can do something tonight. And it's not that they haven't had the chances, it's just they're just one touch away from finishing them. Devitt certainly had the best chance of the game earlier as NCFC takes the corner short.
Great ball in the box there. Garcia just kicks the ball up over the net, and NCFC U23s miss a golden opportunity there. Garcia could have played that ball back across the box, like how Spain did yesterday in their game against Portugal. Had a nice little goal off a free kick where Busquets just played the ball back across and Diego Costa finished it.
Munts has been playing relatively well today, as we expected. Ellis now. Ellis now gets some help from his defender, and now after a good pass from Munts, Ellis is going to go try to win a team a corner. Don't think he can do it, as Palmquist will get this one again. Really seems so far in this contest that it really has just been one pass away from a great opportunity almost every single time. Not a lot, like we have mentioned, materializing here at home. But that's, as we say, just a moment away from being a different story. Now another chance for NCFC, and that ball gets cleared away. And out of play for a goal kick.
Nope, that was a corner. Josh Spencer shanked the ball and it went out for a corner.
I missed that. Thought it went off of Choi. So another corner kick, this one from Choi. Choi now maybe playing it short to Kupperman, and does. Kupperman gives it up. Now a shot on, and right there. Might have been offsides. Was the midfielder there for NCFC. The shot came from Caleb Duvernay. Jalen Brown throws it into Militar, is already making a run. And a goal kick for Palmquist.
Militar and Poelker not on the same page there. Unfortunate for the bridge, as a golden chance just goes out of bounds for a goal kick.
Duvernay with it and gives it up to Choi. Choi nutmegs Jamie Gunderson, and it goes off of Gunderson, and he'll just have to hurl it back. They've picked up at least 5 yards on the creep. Make it 10. Lions Den still getting into it with the drums. And offsides is Mbuyu. The official having Devitt move it back. Not like those 5 feet are going to make a difference, but Devitt does as he's told. Now pushing on and getting there is Spencer. Now pushing forward and Fortia getting good shot, and Palmquist makes the save.
Unlucky there from Fortia Munts. A good shot, but a slow roller right to Palmquist. As Lionsbridge finally tests Palmquist.
Militar gives to Gunderson. Back to Militar. Inside, good feed there, and there goes Munts. And out of play for a kick from Palmquist, but that was a good little set for Lionsbridge FC.
It was great build-up play from Ivan Militar, Simon Finch, and Fortia Munts. Unlucky not to get the end product, but like we said earlier, it's that final pass. It's got to be better from Lionsbridge here tonight.
Plays like that certainly have to make you feel a little bit better going into the half, knowing you're close, as we will have just about 60 seconds of stoppage time. Devitt now. Aggressive play from Poelker and Stray, and the foul going to be called on Poelker.
Both players took a tumble. It looked like they could have just played on, but the referee thought Poelker was more malicious in that challenge. As NCFC is going to push that ball way up before the referee tells him to go back.
I was about to say, Devitt just got called for the same thing. And that kind of thing is frustrating to see from both sides. I mean, just trying to get the extra foot, as it's a game of inches. It's a game of feet, actually. Pun intended.
We'll have 1 minute of stoppage time here in this first half.
Coming to the close of it at this point. Spencer, this might be the last opportunity of the half. As Munts ends up with it, Munts will push to number 6, Simon Fitch. Out of play it goes, and you gotta think that's coming to the end. My fourth official checking his watch. Poelker gets brought down, and he's going to complain to the AR about it as he trots back. Now Fitch one more time. Lionsbridge retreats, and I think they're ready to go to the break. I'm not sure if the official will allow one more opportunity, and they will. There goes Jalon Brown. Brown takes it. Brown, knowing there needs to be a sense of urgency, does it himself. Now Brown boots it off his man, and a handball is called on number 17, Retzlav. And so free kick to end the half. Brown, again, with that sense of urgency there, knows he needs to set it up.
Great intensity there from Jalon Brown. He knew the time was winding down. He tries to get across into the box before the referee blows the whistle for halftime. Ends up winning a free kick, so we'll see what happens here.
So Brown and Militar having a discussion as to what to do.
You got to assume this is going to be a shot from at least one of them. I don't think they're going to try and do anything fancy, try to flick it to the back post. I think it's got to be a straight shot here.
Oh, and that ball back up and off the wall, and Militar was complaining about something. I'm not sure what it was.
I think it was probably the NCFC players creeping up in the wall. not staying 10 yards, as Militar has some words with Sheriff Secka after the halftime whistle was blown.
Also has some conversation for Rutherford and a little combo with Retzlaff as well. And so everyone will head to the sidelines as this one is a 2-0 game. Lionsbridge FC certainly not pleased with where this one is at. And we go to the break with a deficit for the home team. First goal came in the 6th minute from Sheriff Secka. Second goal coming from Dean Rutherford in the 37th minute of the opening half. Patrick, what's got to change for Lionsbridge in the second half? Obviously, you mentioned some maybe some alignment changes, but who's got to play better going into the next 45?
In my opinion, James Ellis has been pretty much invisible. No offense to him. I don't want to take anything away from his performance, but we haven't called his name a lot here tonight. And it's really unfortunate. Maybe getting on the ball a little more in this second half if he doesn't get subbed off. Trying to get some balls in the box. He's an outside midfielder. He needs to get the ball in the box for Lionsbridge to get some chances here in the second half.
As for NCFC, what needs to happen for them, or what kind of things do they need to do to keep this one where they are?
They have to keep playing like they have been. They've been playing really well defensively. Not many shots have been shot for Lionsbridge, and that's basically coming down to how they have been playing defensively. And just if they keep compact in the defense and midfield area, I think they'll probably end up winning this game here tonight.
And NCFC certainly responding to their 3-2 defeat on Tuesday. As for Lionsbridge FC, they've got some work to do to crawl back into this one. And now a word from our sponsors. Tonight's game brought to you by Riverside Medical Group, the official medical group and athletic training staff of Lionsbridge FC. Riverside Medical Group, keep your player in the game. Chick-fil-A, eat more chicken, as well as Nike. Just Do It. Our top partners include Mosquito Joe, the sponsor of the defensive player of the game. Tradition Brewing Company, come out and check the Tradition Festival before each and every game. And when you buy your tickets online at lionsbridgefc.com/tickets, you can go and pick those up at Whole Foods Market. All Pro Tactical Supplies, the bags for Lionsbridge FC. Tactical Technology, All Pro Performance. High Performance Sports Bags brought to you by All Pro Tactical. Looking to refinance your home or get a mortgage? Check out Embrace Home Loans. Got a hot night out on the pitch? You can cool off with Kona Ice. And Brandon, I'm sorry, but no donuts tonight. Tonight's game is sponsored, though, by O'Doodle Doos Donuts, fresh, funky, fun, and local. You got a dog at home, you could always use Off-Leash Canine Training. Off-Leash Canine Training, LLC, says we want to let the bond with your canine be unleashed. Be sure to support your Lionsbridge FC team with local soccer and local print shops. Parkway Print Shop, Screen Print and Custom Goods, the official sponsor of Lionsbridge FC apparel. Spacewalk, established in 1959, brings out all of the inflatable bouncy houses for kids for the pregame festival. Goes up until about the 70th minute, I believe. But Spacewalk is here at each and every game. Vinny's Pizza and Pasta. They feed me tonight, and I certainly enjoy Vinny's Pizza. Be sure to check them out anytime you're in the area. Our starting lineup partners include Animal Medical Care Center, Clanciente's Daily Press, Frog Skin, Quality Productions, One Life Fitness, Sarah Harris Photography, and Buffalo Wild Wings. Our community partners include Christopher Newport University, the Mariners Museum and Park, as well as Newport News, Virginia, Parks, Recreation, and Tourism, Premier Sports, as well as tonight's team or youth league team of the game. I believe it is Churchland Soccer League in the nonprofit tonight. TOP, that's Top Soccer of the Peninsula. We've got more coming in the second half. We're going to take a quick break for Patrick Garber. I'm Rob Smith, seeing you in the second half in just a moment. You're watching Lionsbridge FC Soccer on Facebook Live. And welcome back to Lionsbridge FC Soccer on Facebook Live. Patrick Garber, Rob Smith. Bring you this one from the Perry Press Box in Pomoco Stadium, Newport News, Virginia, United States of America, planet Earth. That's where we're at for this one. I'm going to continue in the Milky Way galaxy. Second half action just about to get rolling here in Newport News. Special shout out to our amazing crew here. As always, we've got Austin Gregory and the production crew. Mike and Julian Santamoro. As well as Britton Muir tonight on camera, doing an excellent job filling in for the Urch twins. And of course, Patrick Garber and myself, I'm Rob Smith, ready for the second half. Lionsbridge FC getting the ball first here in the second frame, rocking the Blues, going right to left. Looking to hold this lead here in the second half of action is the group of men in white and red, North Carolina FC U23. Taking a 2-0 lead from Secka and Rutherford. Sun setting behind us. It is 8-12, and away we go for the second half. So Munts starts things off for Lionsbridge, gives it up to Brown. Brown's going to do it himself. He shoots. And a goal kick. I thought that might have gone off Palmquist. But instead, Palmquist will be rewarded with a goal kick.
Unlucky there, thrower Jalon Brown. Nice early shot. Not on target, but certainly had Palmquist worried. As that goal kick was taken illegally.
Ball sent just about 5 yards short of midfield, and Poelker will have the opportunity. Poelker's going to shoot. And you think Chris Whalley's message at halftime was just shoot the ball? Shoot, shoot, shoot?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. After that first half, it seemed like I only counted one shot, one actual shot from Lionsbridge FC, and that was by Fortia Munts in the 45th minute, if I remember correctly. So if I was the coach, I probably would have told them to shoot more too, because they've been trying to play pretty soccer, and it's not working out right now.
Stop there by Joe Rice. Take some time to talk about Father's Day weekend. It's first and foremost a beautiful weekend to celebrate dads all around the world. But for those of you who decide to bring your dad with you to the stadium as offsides is 27 Mbuyu. What better way to spend Father's Day weekend than at the stadium watching some soccer with your dad, as we see many of fans doing tonight.
Or just even watching at home.
And if
Couldn't
you're
make
watching
it
at
out.
home, we appreciate that. Yeah, absolutely. Certainly give a special Father's Day shout out to our dads, of course. Coming in now and driving forward is NCFC. That shot out of play. Or a corner kick. Patrick, I don't know about you, but my love of sports certainly comes from my paternal influence. My dad definitely, not necessarily pushing sports on me, but encouraging me to play, get involved, do a little bit of everything, and much of the reason why I'm so passionate about what I'm doing today. So,
Yeah, my dad as well. When I was younger, he signed me up for soccer. Now, soccer's my favorite sport. I love watching soccer. Love commentating soccer as well.
that ball cleared away, and it's the kind of thing you don't necessarily realize until you've gotten a little bit older, is that, like, not very many kids just say, oh, I'm going to play sports. As that ball's forward to Poelker. Poelker has a chance, and it gets stopped by Palmquist. Not a lot of kids are like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go out and kick a ball around. Somebody's got to give you that ball, whether it's a soccer ball or a basketball, a baseball and a glove and a bat, or a hockey stick and a puck, or a football. Someone's got to put that ball in your hand. And more often than not, Dad's going to be the one that does that, and I certainly have my father to thank for my love of the game.
I do as well. I really want to thank him tonight. I know he's watching with my grandparents and my brother and sister. So shout out to all of you guys. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys soon.
Finish this Father's Day. I guess shout out one more to my dad as well. Thanks for everything. Thanks for obviously supporting me through the years, tolerating me, because I certainly know that's not the easiest thing, and for always having my back throughout the years and pushing me to continue to be better in my endeavors, both playing the game and talking about it. And for the rest of you fathers, the world is certainly an amazing place because of you. Keep doing an amazing job. Now back to the contest. These guys for the bridge trying to score. Had a couple of chances here in the second half. Only 5 minutes into it. Lionsbridge looking to avoid being blanked for the second time in a row here at home. Last time they scored here at home was late in the game against Tobacco Road FC. A game in which they scored 6. Ball up in the air, not getting to Poelker.
Great save there by Joe Rice as the right back, Jamil Garcia, pushes forward, has a nice little left-footed curling shot down to the back post as Joe Rice makes what seems to be a routine save.
Coming the opposite direction and on sides is Mbuyu. A stop made by Rice. Rice wanted to get it out quickly, and he'll throw it to Militar. Now Militar sees Jalon Brown. Brown crosses, maybe looking for Militar. I'm not sure. Nobody was there to receive it. And a foul there on MacCartney. And our first substitution of the day off will come James Ellis. And on, I believe that's number 7, Travis Cooke.
No, I think it's Brennen Burton, number 11.
Brennan Burton. Before tonight's contest, I was standing on the sideline watching these guys warm up, and Burton sent a rocket towards the net and was not on target. Ended up in the tradition fan zone and straight whopped a fan in the face, knocked him out of his chair. Certainly unintentional. Burton went into, he stopped his warm-up, went into the crowd to make sure that the fan was okay, but up close and personal, you certainly see the leg power that 11 has out there on the field, and maybe that might make a difference tonight. Ball gets sent in and a goal. That is a dirty, dirty goal from Dean Rutherford, his second of the night in the 55th minute, and the assist comes from Tresser Mbuyu.
Great ball there from Mbuyu across the box. Again, poor marking in behind for Lionsbridge as they now go down 3-0. And a second goal here tonight for number 21, Dean Rutherford. And it looks like the heads are starting to drop for Lionsbridge. You got to hope that they don't keep letting in goals here tonight.
Certainly, if you're a fan of the bridge, the Lions Bridge is falling down at the moment.
Clever.
Thankfully, I haven't had too many opportunities to say that this year.
I'm glad.
That one's been sitting in the bank for a while. Lionsbridge trying to collect themselves here as they know they can score in droves, in bunches, in large quantities quickly. It's just a matter of getting on the board as this NCFC team has really had the Bridge's number this evening. Breeze coming in. Sun is set, the lights are on.
And it looks like two more subs here for Lionsbridge tonight as Josh Spencer and Marshal MacCartney make way. So that's two defenders as Jamie Gunderson moves from right back to maybe left. It looks like left back at the moment. And we see, I think that is number 15, Felix Kollmannthaler. Yep. And number 25, Robbie Jenkinson check into this match.
Felix Kollmannthaler, affectionately called by his teammates Felix the House Cat. I think it's just easier for them to say, so as long as he doesn't mind, I think we'll just pick that one up here. As the House Cat trots across midfield and is new into the game. Kollmannthaler in for MacCartney.
So with those two substitutions, I said Jamie Gunderson moves to left back. Robbie Jenkinson comes in at right back. Kollmannthaler will take Simon Fitch's spot in midfield as Simon Fitch moves back to center back.
So some changes from Chris Walley's team. Trying to get back into this one. Certainly going to take a little bit of work for the home team.
They want to get back into this match. They need to score fast. And they need to score a couple.
Haven't had a goal here in quite a bit. Last time this team played at home ended in a 0-0 draw. And Patrick, if you remember, it was a thrilling game of soccer. Of course you don't, however, as
unfortunately I was not here.
You left me to do the game by myself. Did me a little dirty there.
And I apologize.
And unless Lionsbridge can, bad giveaway from Kollmannthaler, Now going in, shooting, and a save.
Yep,
Yes,
it was
a
a
save made. I wasn't sure if Joe Rice just matrixed away from it or if he actually poked it away.
Dean Rutherford looking for that hat trick. He wanted the cheeky chip over Joe Rice here tonight.
Rice is too tall to chip over. Standing at least 6'6". And so taking it, not necessarily short, but wasn't angled at the keep.
Ooh, that was a great look there from number 17, Retzlaff. Looking in behind for 24, David Cooperman, but almost found him.
Now Muntsy in the midfield. Gives it up to Fitch, who's dropped back for the house cat. Good stop by Brown to Kollmannthaler now. Felix over to Munts. Munts gets tripped up, and this FC team from NC just collapsing on the ball in the midfield. Anytime the ball gets anywhere close to the midfield, the entire group just collapse on it in a swarm, if you will. And that has prevented anything from starting for the Bridge.
Yeah, they've played really well tonight, both defensively and offensively, finishing their chances. And if you're a fan of the home team here tonight, you gotta hope.
You gotta hope
that
something
Lionsbridge
gets rolling here. With about half an hour to go.
Yeah, they need one at least to get this crowd going.
Once you get the crowd into it, you feel a little bit better about things, and crowd was taken out of it 6 minutes in, and then right before the half, Rutherford put his first on the board, and then if you're just joining us, you missed a second Rutherford goal about 6 or so minutes ago.
So we have two more substitutions here as Travis Cooke checks in for Ivan Militar, and Cleef Desir, the Haitian sensation, comes in for number 2, Max Poelker.
If you're tuning in at home, we appreciate your viewership on Facebook.com/Lionsbridge FC. Special shout out to my man Andrew Maso back at the Williamsburg area. Tuning in. My biggest fan. I appreciate it.
Now I gotta give a shout out to my biggest fans, Taj Chisholm and Brandon Barabee. Thanks for holding it down for me, guys.
Couple of subs here in the second half. Out of play, there goes Desir. Shout out to all of you guys watching at home, and every single time you tune in, validates us being here. You are our job security. Or I guess volunteer security. Munts there in the midfield. To Desir. Desir can't handle it. And away it goes for Caleb Duvernay.
So like I said earlier in the first half, a lot of possession here for Lionsbridge. It's just that final pass, they can't seem to break down this tight back four of NCFC U23s. as they've played a very solid game.
Good defense there from Devitt. Gives it up to Gunderson. And they have gotten back to this kind of 3 in the back line. At least that's what seems to be the way they're playing things right now. Now into Brown. Brown has an opportunity to get stopped and then sent back to the other side. Brown's going to go on a race for it, and he'll get there first. Now Brown picks it back up, maybe trying to earn a corner here, and he'll lose the ball for a moment and for a throw in.
Great work there by Fortia Moose to get the ball in the box. Unfortunately, Jalon Brown gets his shot blocked up by the NCFC U23 defender, and it goes out for a throw in.
So Gunderson tells Brown to leave it. And Gunderson makes the throw. Now the send in. Kollmannthaler with it. Felix gives it up to Munts, and now coming in is, I believe that's Jenkinson. Another throw in, and Lionsbridge continuing to kind of build some play here. More great defensive play, and here comes the counterattack. Maybe Rutherford can get that hat trick as he goes to the outside. I believe that's Rutherford there, and Rutherford there is with Tom Devitt. And now Kollmannthaler will try to get the counterattack going for Lionsbridge. Leaving it for Munts. Munts, the bad touch, gives it up. Now going back to get it is Mr. Brown in the highlighter cleats, and Gunderson can't save the pass from Brown, and out of play it goes. Bridge getting their heads on it. And play continuing to build here for the visitors from North Carolina.
Foul there on Dean Rutherford, as he tries to explain himself to the referees, just trying to shield off Tom Devitt as Tom Devitt falls to the ground, and Lionsbridge earned this free kick.
Desir wanted it.
Good work there on the outside by number 4, Ryung Choi for NCFC U23s. There's Jamil Garcia with the ball now.
And a flag right in front of the camera. Not much we can do about that. And sorry about the obstructed view, but an opportunity here for the visitors. Foul called, long whistle there for it.
That looks like
Gotta be a card.
It looks like Desir will probably be going into the book here, unless he's waiting for Travis Cooke to. Yep, it was Travis Cooke waiting for him to stand up after he was fixing his socks. So Travis Cooke into the book here tonight.
Cooke wasn't sure why the yellow card was given to him. I'm not sure he agreed with the yellow card at all. But Desir and Cooke with a dangerous play according to the official. And now a counter foul on NCFC. Ball up. Desir gets stopped for a moment. It stays in play, and the AR says no.
Unlucky there. The crowd here at Pomoco Stadium does not agree with the assistant referee here on that decision.
And I'm not sure how you could disagree with him, considering he's right there on the line. Obviously upset, but the man's got the best angle at it. Granted, we aren't always perfect, but if anyone's going to have that call right, it's going to be the man right there on the line. I think the frustration from the crowd is evident.
You can see the kids down here below us. They keep running up and down the bleachers over here on the near side under us, trying to get this crowd involved.
The kids are certainly into it. You're absolutely right. It just seems to be that rest of the crowd just not having it tonight.
And you could tell as this game drags on, it seems like it's going to be one of those nights for Lionsbridge FC where they just can't find a goal. But there's still 20 minutes left. We're optimistic up here in the booth. I don't know how many fans down here in the crowd are, but hopefully Lionsbridge can get a goal here tonight.
Here in the 72nd minute. This team will be in action again on the road for a couple of, weeks. Next time Lionsbridge FC is at home will be in July. So we've got 2 weeks on the road is coming on is NCFC, another opportunity on them, and great forward play from Garcia. Garcia is going to continue to work, and Gunderson, the much older Gunderson, tries to drag him down. When I use much older loosely, this is a U23 team. I think I'd argue that Gunderson might be a little bit older than 23, as he's a coach here at CNU. That foul is called on Jalon. Brown gets up, and the cohort of children waving flags to the crowd is just getting bigger and bigger. And now there are only 3 flags unattended.
Yeah, it seems like every time they go up and down this crowd, they add more and more kids.
And I think that's helping. The more kids they have, the more the fans get into it.
As you can see, the last time down, the crowd was clapping more and more as Jamie Gunderson is being withdrawn here tonight for, I believe that is number 26, Parker Washburn. So Parker Washburn now in at left back, as we see Felix
Kollmannthaler.
Kollmannthaler, yes. That's a hard name to pronounce.
It's a mouthful.
Tries to get the ball away.
Nice touch there from Rutherford.
You can see Rutherford is enjoying himself tonight.
Certainly the man of the match so far.
If he gets that hat trick, it's just going to solidify it.
Mosquito Joe, defensive man of the game. Got to be Palmquist tonight, as Miles Stray really made the big save on a Tom Devitt opportunity. Devitt just couldn't get there before Stray did, and that kept this one scoreless for Lionsbridge. But Palmquist has kept the Bridge at a donut on the board, and he certainly deserves the accolade tonight at the moment. Still about 16 minutes plus to go in this contest.
And we'll see NCFC U23's first sub of the night, as it looks like number 27, Tresser Mbuyu, has been withdrawn. As soon as we get the number on the lad that just came in, we will have that for you. And I've just been told it is number 13, Ignacio. I believe that is Lorech.
I believe it was 13. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe I heard 13.
Yes, it is number 13. We can see him talking to Dean Rutherford there. So Lorech in for Mbuyu. Mbuyu had a solid night here tonight. Had a couple of assists, as Dean Rutherford on those 2 goals is the next to be withdrawn here for the NCFC U23 squad.
There's also another sub, as I think Rutherford's still out there. I see 9 in for 21.
21 is Rutherford.
I still see Rutherford out there on the field. Another opportunity for the Bridge. I just can't do it. So it is 9 for 21. As Rutherford's night ends one short of a hattie. But he certainly has to be happy with the way he played in 75 minutes.
It was a solid performance here tonight for him. And you know he'll be eager to keep that streak going in their next match.
This NCFC team will head to Tobacco Road FC on Wednesday. And they're back at home for a couple against some Carolina teams. Trying to do it himself was number 9 for the visiting NCFC. That was Clayton Sparks.
Great first touch there by Cleef Desir. Passes back to Washburn. Finds Munts. Munts trying to dance through the midfield of NCFC, as Clayton Sparks is called offsides.
So Lionsbridge FC with 5 games remaining after tonight. And unless they get something going here, Munts shoots, and I believe that was deflected for a corner.
Yep, it will be a corner.
Lionsbridge, unless they score 4 goals in the next 13 minutes, will fall to 2, 4, and 3. 5 games remaining against 3 on the road, 2 at home. I should say 3 PDL games remaining as Washburn pushes that off. You have that game against DC United U23. There goes Desir. Desir gets pushed down. The official says no foul. And Patrick, a big stretch coming up as they're going to be playing Charlotte. Big game against Charlotte. And Myrtle Beach, a team they lost to. North Carolina U23. 3 games in a row against a team they tied against, a team that beat them, and this team that is on their way to beating them as well in their next 3 matches. And that's an important stretch on your season to equalize.
Yeah, Rob, if you're a Lionsbridge fan right now, you got to be hoping for 9 points from those last 3 games, if you can, to have a sniff at the playoffs.
Got to go on a winning streak here, as other than, I believe, Tobacco Road FC, maybe it's Carolina. Other than maybe Tobacco Road FC, everybody else is above you in the fixture.
Here's Munts now on this free kick. He'll have a shot, and just up and over the bar. Couldn't replicate what Cristiano Ronaldo did yesterday afternoon, scoring in the 88th minute for his hat trick.
So the next time this team is in action here at Pomoco Stadium, it'll be against North Carolina FC. These same 2 teams will be back in action on the 3rd day of July.
As we see a sub there for Sheriff Secka.
So Secka's night is done, and he was the other goal scorer.
We're trying to get this number 22. Casey Brady has checked in for Secka.
And Patrick, next week for Lionsbridge, they have a game on Friday, and they have a full week off before playing against Myrtle Beach Mutiny the next Saturday. So no more Wednesday games throughout the rest of the year. Only one more weekday game, but 2 important trips to the Carolinas, and they will be big ones to pick up wins. Here comes an opportunity for NCFC, and a save by Rice. Kick save at that, another header and another save from Mr. Joe Rice.
Great ball there from Kollmannthaler out to Cleef Desir. Here's Travis Cooke.
There goes Munts. Munts gives it up to Brennen. Burton's going to rip it, and it bounces off one. And offsides was the eventual call on Cooke. The save was made by Palmquist.
You could hear, we could hear up here in the box, everybody down here who's still here in the stadium was yelling, shoot, to Burton as he was lining up that shot. And we see another sub here for NCFC U23s as number 17, Nick Resloff, checks out.
Still a pretty full stadium here. A lot of the fans that came in at the beginning of the game are still here and still supporting their home team. Supporting local soccer. No real incentive for fireworks tonight, which means the fans that are here are truly here to support the squad.
Speaking of fireworks, we will have fireworks at our next home game, July 3rd.
I'm looking forward to that one. Not only is it a firework night, but it's right before the 4th of July. You know, the 4th of July being a national holiday, and so that'll be a lot like a Friday night. While it is a midweek game, it'll be a lot like a weekend game for Pomoco Stadium.
I'll be looking forward to it. I can't wait to see the fireworks on the pitch during the match, and then the fireworks off the pitch after the match.
There goes Fortia Munts. Munts with a little scissor action. Gives up to the outside, looking for Cooke. One more shout out to our incredible production crew. Austin Gregory and the production group. That is Mike Santamoro, Julian Santamoro, Britton Muir tonight on camera, Patrick Garber by my side. I'm Rob Smith. Shout out to our sponsors, Riverside Medical Group. Keep your player in the game with Riverside Medical, Chick-fil-A. Eat more chicken. Nike, just do it. Mosquito Joe sponsoring the defensive player of the game tonight. That accolade goes to Will Palmquist, Mosquito Joe's defensive player of the game. If you got a mosquito problem at home, Mosquito Joe is the only man you want to call for your mosquito defense needs. Tradition Brewing Company in City Center about to celebrate their second birthday. And a release of a new Goss, I believe. You can check that out at Tradition Brewing Company over there in City Center. And they come to every home game. Looking to come to that July 3rd game is another opportunity. Formulates for NCFC. You can buy tickets online at lionsbridgefc.com/tickets and pick them up at Whole Foods Market. They're cheaper if you do that, so I'd recommend it. $8 online for adults, $2 for kids. You can pick those up at your local Newport News Whole Foods Market. Now, if you want to pick them up at the game, I believe they're $10 at the door for adults, $2 for kids. So why not go to your local Whole Foods and pick up your tickets while you're doing some grocery shopping? Seems like the best of both worlds. All-Pro Tactical Technology, All-Pro Performance. High-performance sports bags brought to you by All-Pro Tactical. You can pick them up at the merchandise tent. You can buy them online. Those bags used by the players, All-Pro Tactical. If you're looking to get a mortgage or refinance your home, Embrace Home Loans, where you want to go. That ball up in the air. Burton. Burton gives up to Munts. And Munts back to Burton. Burton's going to head it back in, but the defense just too strong tonight for NCFC. They try again. Jenkinson. Can't find Brown. Kona Ice. On a hot night, Kona Ice is always going to be here at Pomoco Stadium with a variety of flavors. Pick up your favorite snow cone group today. Kona Ice. Looking for something sweet? Doodle Doo's Donuts, the place to be. Fresh, funky, fun, and local. Doodle Doo's Donuts, the sponsor of the shutouts here at Pomoco Stadium when Lionsbridge FC holds their opponents to a donut on the scoreboard. You go home with a coupon for a donut from Doodle Doo's Donuts. Like I said, fresh, funky, fun, and local. If you've got a dog in need of training, call the people of Off Leash Canine Training LLC. With the bond with your canine be unleashed. Parkway Print Shop, the official apparel sponsor of Lionsbridge FC. Spacewalk and Vinny's Pizza and Pasta for feeding those of us in the press box. Starting lineup partners: Animal Medical Care Center, Clancy and Thays, Daily Press, Frog Skin, Leap back into the game. Quality Productions, One Life Fitness, Sarah Harris Photography, and a new sponsor, Buffalo Wild Wings. Ball in. And right back out. Our community partners, Christopher Newport University, leading lives of significance. The Mariners Museum and Park. Newport News, Virginia's Parks, Recreation, and Tourism, Premier Sports. Upward Soccer, and tonight's club of the game, Churchland Soccer League. Top Soccer of the Peninsula, the nonprofit partner of the game, and the winner of the second half of the 50-50 raffle. And that'll do it for sponsors as we begin to close out our night. So, Patrick, a frustrating night for the boys in blue. They'll have a week to think about it, as their next home game, the next game at all, it's not until next Friday against the Charlotte Eagles, where they tied in their first appearance. Gonna have 3 minutes of stoppage time for us to start to wrap things up, but obviously a whole week to train and to get better, and to try to take a lead once again against Charlotte. Shot on and over the net. North Carolina FC started their scoring in the 37th minute with a goal from Sheriff Secka in the 6th minute. And you said, Patrick, at the beginning of the game, it was going to be Secka early if this team from North Carolina wanted to get into the game and take the crowd out of it. And you were certainly right. Secka scoring early in the game, and they really took the wind out of their sails here at home.
Yeah, with that goal, it just pushed NCFC, the U23 squad, forward more and more, with Rutherford getting the second and third goals on opposite sides of the halftime whistle. It put NCFC in a great position to win this match here tonight.
Those goals coming in the 37th and 55th minute. Ominously about 7 to 10 minutes before and after the half, respectively. Rutherford with 2 goals. He's our man of the match tonight. Rutherford playing exceptionally in 75 minutes of work. He'll take his team back to North Carolina with 3 points. And that puts NCFC near the top of the South Atlantic Division. They're actually going to surpass the Myrtle Beach Mutiny. I'm not sure if they were in action tonight. Let's take a look at their schedule. Mutiny did play tonight against the Carolina Dynamo. Not sure what the final was in that score, if it was a tie or a loss. Then the North Carolina FC team will jump up ahead of the Mutiny of Myrtle Beach. Otherwise, North Carolina FC just kind of staying in stride there with the Myrtle Beach Mutiny. And in the 78th minute, Carolina Dynamo and the Mutiny tied at 3. So it looks like after tonight, I mean, that was 8 minutes ago, so they're getting close to the 90th minute there. So it looks like after tonight, at the top of the South Atlantic Division, Myrtle Beach and North Carolina FC will be knotted up there. And that'll be the case, as North Carolina FC has 15 points now, and they've improved to 4, 2, and 3. And should the Mutiny tie, they'll be at 15 points with a 4, 2, and 3 record as well. As for Lionsbridge FC, they fall to 2, 4-3. They have 9 points on the year, and they will now be 2 games behind first place and playoff contention here at Pomoco Stadium. Like I said, Patrick, not the finish you wanted to see, not the game you really wanted to see if you're a fan of the boys in blue, but not every day can be yours, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And with this loss, you just have to move on. I know it's going to hurt right now, but you still got 3 games left. You still got a sniff possibly of the playoffs. And with 3 games to go, you got to expect to get all 9 points.
And it's a little more than 3. It's 3 home games, so they have a couple on the road. So the final schedule here for Lionsbridge FC is as follows after tonight's loss. They'll go on the road next Friday against the Eagles of Charlotte. Then they'll play against the Myrtle Beach Mutiny and try to avenge an early season loss. Then they have 2 home games against this North Carolina FC team, then the Carolina Dynamo at the bottom of the division, and then they close their season out with a 3rd and final game against the men of Tobacco Road FC. 2 of those games are going to be at home, and then they have a friendly against DC United U23. So they've really got to pick up some kind of points in every single one of their last 5 games if they want to make the playoffs, and a 5-game win streak might be what they need to kind of certify that they're going to make that final group. They have no more room for error going to the back half of this season.
Yeah, exactly. Pulling off 15 points will not be easy, but if any team can do it, it's this Lionsbridge team. They are very solid at home and on the road, as we've seen in the past. And unfortunately tonight, it just wasn't their night.
And this potent offense had a strong start to their season, but just something's changed here in the mid bit of the season, where what was an electric offense, enticing crowds and getting groups excited, has just kind of fallen flat here in the middle of the season.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. Hopefully these guys will push forward and get a couple more wins, get the crowd back involved. And unfortunately tonight it wasn't that night.
So Joe Rice, the loser tonight, gives up 3 goals, and his goals against average will jump just a little bit. And the Mosquito Joe Defensive Player of the Game, Will Palmquist, picks up the clean sheet for the NCFC team. The man of the match tonight, Dean Rutherford, with 2 goals, 1 in the 37th and 1 in the 55th. But the game winner came from Sheriff Secka in minute number 6. That's going to do it for all of us here at Facebook Live and LionsbridgeFC.com. For all of our wonderful sponsors, including Chick-fil-A, Riverside, Nike, Quality, and Tradition Brewing Company, as well as Austin Gregory and the rest of the amazing production crew, Mike Santamoro and Julian Santamoro. No thanks to the Arches tonight, but instead Britton Muir doing an incredible job on camera, as well as Patrick Garber by my side. I'm Rob Smith saying if I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.